Hey, welcome back to Freedom Algo, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good Friday. Take a look at this here. Let's take a look at this here. How's everybody doing? How is everybody's week? Sorry that I missed you all yesterday. I had to be out of the office yesterday, so I didn't trade yesterday. But we will go over some of yesterday's price action as well. I have not looked at it yet, but I will go over it because I told some people that I would. So we'll definitely check that out. So let me know in the chat how you're doing. How's your Friday? How's your week? How's your trading day? Hopefully it went really well. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. We are listening to some new tracks here while we go through this today. So let me take a look at the stream here. The stream. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time before it really starts to show me who's on. So anyway, if you haven't done so already, please give the video a like. It looks like we've already got a decent amount of likes going on, so that's awesome. We're going to see what we can do to try to get this thing to an all-time high. And just for fun today, I've got this up. We've got 4,334 subscribers when we started the stream, right? So let's see if this number can go up throughout the stream. Right now we're at 4,334 subscribers on the channel. It's a cool number. So we'll check that out as we go. All right. Hey, Matt. Good to hear from you, man. Good to hear from you. Yeah, slow day, one trade. Yeah, it's the price action is not moving super fast. It's going really well over here. And thanks for connecting. Thanks for joining the free school community. Cool to have a local Oregonian around. So that's cool. All right, so you can see here. This is basically where all the trades were today. We're in here, inside this range. Because if we zoom out, you'll see here. Pretty much just it moved up, but there was no real entries in there. So I'm drawing this out as like a bigger trend. I think it moved on me. Hang on a second. Let me see. No, it's good. All right. I thought it moved on me. All right. Hey, good to have everybody here. Das, happy Friday. Let me see. Reverend Dunks, good morning. Good morning. And I recognize you from the school community. Good to have you in here. Good to have everybody here. So yeah, this was kind of a funny day because in the morning we had basically this move down and then the price action opened right here. Now there unfortunately wasn't any good entries here. I really wanted a good entry here. I was really hoping that we'd get some sort of nice higher low type of setup, but it just didn't form. We had this tight range and then it just kind of came out the top. There is a breakout pullback here, right here, but it's just not ideal because if you drag this line over, it misses the level. It doesn't really pull back to the original range. There is a failure here, so you have a first entry, second entry short failure. I'll show you guys. I wouldn't take it, but this is a failed second entry short. You have a low here, and you have a first entry, second entry short above the EMA. It's a reversal pattern. But at that point, you'd be longing right here, and I just don't think it's a good idea. So it's all there to show that we were probably going to go higher there. But I just don't think that you can take that trade safely. So I think you got to stay out of that one. And then it cruises up. And let's see. Oh, yeah, you weren't able to trade that much. Yeah, that happens, you know. Hey, that's good that you picked the right trades, though. That's good that you spotted them and you still got your analysis in. That's important. That's important. We're listening to a new track, by the way. If anybody's wondering, got a new track here. I have the quality lowered so that you can't, so it looks like real junky, but recorded this one the other day when I was actually in Portland. So this was recorded in Portland underneath the St. John's Bridge area. So anyway, I was in Portland the other day, so I recorded a track while I was there. So that's what this is. So we're listening to it now. All right, so basically we cruise up, and then there's a news event here. So there's a news event that happens here. nothing really to be said besides we had a data release that was always planned out. Nothing that you can really do about this. So it just kind of, you have to stay out of the trade during this area just because of the news. There is a first entry there, but you can't go long there. And it's not really a strong trend. It is a nice move, but it's not really a strong trend. It's just kind of a impulse move. There's no second entry there. So you just kind of have to wait it out. And then eventually you do come up here. You finally get a close outside and a new high. But this would be, I think a lot of people tried to short this and they were way too early. There's no reason to short this. It's just a close outside a new high, but you don't have a lower high or another leg up. Now, when you do get the second leg to a new high, you can short this. And it's a hidden second entry short. So at this point, we hit the measured move. So I drew this, I measured this leg from this low to this high, and then from this low to this high, and that's where we found resistance, which at the perfect measured move, you know, market geometry doesn't lie. That's what happens. So, yeah, for sure. I like it up there. That I think it's called, is it called Cathedral Park? One of the, I think that might be what it is. But that's where I was. All right, cool. So then from here, we got this second entry short. And the reason this is a hidden second entry short is like this. You know, this is not, so I can show you. Some people probably would draw a trend line here. It doesn't really matter if you do, though. Because really this is just a correction from this to make a new high. But even if you drew that, this goes up and then this one makes an equal low. Now on a smaller time frame, you would see a first entry here. But on the 2000 tick, it just creates an equal low. So it's kind of like a hidden first entry because it goes up, pulls all the way back, then it goes up. So below this is a second entry short, but it's a hidden one. That's more advanced. If that doesn't make sense, just ignore it. Don't worry about it. What does make sense, though, probably for most people, is then after that, this comes up, it breaks above, and gives you a lower high. So this is a lower high, and it's also a second entry short on its own. It's a first entry short, pullback. It's a second entry short below this, and you've got a little bit of room to the low. So I think that one's a good one, too. And like at this point, you're probably going to reverse because you just got two legs to a new high. Now it ends up not reversing all the way. It just goes to here. And then there actually is a first entry, second entry long that is a close outside a new low all at once. You can take that. I just don't love it. I don't love it because if you go here, it's just a double bottom. It's not a triple test. So, you know, it's okay. A higher low would be better. You do get an equal low here, so you could treat this bar like a higher low. But I just think that's risky. I think you really want it to actually give you a true higher low where it breaks lower on a spot like that. So I was thinking if this bar broke lower and then gave me a proper higher low that didn't close so high up, I would have taken that higher low. This is the 2000 tick ES chart. You can see it up here in the corner. ES 2000 tick. So every one of these candlesticks is 2000 trades before it prints. That's how that works. That's all I trade. And so you'll see that in the free course. And by the way, if you're just joining, everyone please give the stream a like. Let's get this thing out to as many people as we can. Let's get to an all-time high on likes. Right now we've only got like, it looks like it's telling me I got 12 likes. We need to get more likes than that. So everybody give the video a like. Let's get it going. And if you go into the link tree, there's a free school community here. In here, if you open this, you'll be able to kind of get the free course that I do. And then I have the paid courses, which are my entire strategy, everything I do, the updates throughout the day, learning in real time, everything is in there. So you can check this all out. Let's see, we're still stuck at the same subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, definitely subscribe to the channel. See if we can get that number up. It would be pretty cool to see if we can get this thing up to, so right now we're at 4,334. Let's try to get this to 4,343. That would be cool, 4,343. Let's reverse those numbers. That would be pretty sweet if we get a 4,343 on the stream. All right. So then, after that move, it comes up. It doesn't reach the highs. Rejects. And now it bounces off these lows. Now, you do get a 1, 2, 3 triple test here. So at this point, it's tried to go lower 3 times at this low. So you could take that. It's a little sideways though. So I marked it as a green. I don't think it's super reliable of a setup here. I mean, it is there. It is a triple test. But again, like, it's kind of congested here. So you don't have a ton of room. It's not perfect. Comes up, close outside, new high. There's no entry here. None of these bars are bearish enough to enter on. You get a bunch of inside bars. There's an inside bar there. You can't enter here. So you just have to wait. Now it does break down and you get this pullback. And from this is like a double top. So you have a pullback, first entry long, pullback, second entry long above this bar. So you could take that one. I think you're better off to wait for a higher low here. It's also a triple test. You can see we've tested this level a bunch. But then you get this equal low, which you could treat like a higher low. And that is a nice one. It's a higher low after a second entry long. It's another triple test. At this point, you've tested this level so many times. So you're probably going higher there. So that's the better setup, is right here. Really solid one. Comes up, and then you actually get a first entry, second entry short here. The only reason I didn't love this is because this bar is equal to this bar. It has an equal high and an equal low, so it looks kind of like it could be forming congestion there. But below that bar is a second entry short. I thought that we needed like a lower high here for a better setup. So there you don't really get one. Yeah, and Matt, oh, so yeah, this higher low. Well, that's a good setup though. So good on you for waiting for a good one. And then here it comes down, and then we just kind of start reversing. So I do think this trend line that I drew originally early in the day is in play. From the, did it move on me? Come on, man. Come on, man. All right, we're going to redraw that trend line. It moved on me. All right, so we'll draw that bad boy. Originally, I had it off of the off of this close, like back here, like that. But the problem was it didn't line up perfectly right here, because then you could argue that that was the trend line. Here, I'll just draw it both ways so you can see. And that this is a close outside and then two legs to a new high. You could argue for that. However, it's not the most convincing close outside. And it fits pretty nice still like that. So if you draw it like that, then it would still be in play. So that's the only thing right now is we don't know for sure if this is going to stay in play. But I do like how the midline is holding and working really well across both sides here. It fits pretty nicely. So I do think that this might still be in play. So I would stay with it for now. And we'll just kind of let this cruise. That's a breakout of this range. We can draw a measured move. And that's a perfect measured move up here. So we got a measured move of this range right here. It's also right off this midline of this channel. We could reject there. We should probably draw a little short term here just to measure this. See if we get any setups. I think that's probably how that goes. Something like that. It's trying to move on me. Something like that. Close outside. So we're probably going to get maybe one more little push, and then it will probably come back. That's the most likely situation right now. All right, let's see. Hey, thanks for liking the video, everybody. We got 16 likes. Let's keep on cruising on that. Let's keep on cruising. And let's see, did we get a new subscriber? Ah, bust. Still stuck at the same level. I was hoping to see somebody join, but hey, maybe that just means we got a lot of the locals, a lot of the usuals. That's good too. All right, so I'm gonna get some. Let me see here. I'm gonna get some incense going. Just get the vibe right here. All right, cool. So you can see here, close outside, lower high, but not a good signal bar. And by the way, this channel is so steep that it really might be more like this. Like this could be the close outside, move to a new high, lower high, and we could actually get another lower high, and then it just goes down. Basically almost like a failure type pattern. Not one that you'd take, but it could happen. So we'll just watch that. I wouldn't be surprised to see it. So we'll let that play out. If you guys got any questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. Whatever you want to ask. Let me move my phone over because sometimes it messes with my mic. Get that out the way. There we go. All right, cool. And if you're just joining now, definitely like the stream. Let's get it out to more people. Happy Friday, everybody. I appreciate you all. It's always good to have new people in the stream too. So let me know in the chat, is this your first time on my stream? Let me know. Some of you I already recognize as this being the first time, at least that I've seen you in the chat. Charlie, which so Charlie, I'm not sure what position you're talking about. I'm not in a trade at the moment. I'm already out of all my trades right now. I'm charting things out and seeing if we get another setup, but I'm out of trades right now. Hold on, I gotta minimize this for one quick second. All right, cool. All right, so Charlie, just let me know what you meant there. You can see right now I'm just watching the price action, waiting to see if we get any more setups. And Das, welcome. If you're not already in it, you can check out the free school community. It's here. Oh, the initial trades? The initial trades are over here. So the first trade I went over was over here. We had this hidden second entry. I didn't take this red arrow trade because I didn't get filled. I tried to get into this trade, but it actually took off too fast because when this trade opened right here, so this one was not hard, but this one was because basically when you tried to enter this one, it immediately opened and dumped right away. So even when you try to enter one tick below this bar, it errored out, and then even if you dropped a limit order, it never came back. So I missed that one, unfortunately. But the rest of them were all pretty good entries today. Yeah, the rest of them were good entries. Hey, good for you, Charlie. Good for you. What chart were you trading? We're looking at the 2000 tick ES chart. Yeah. So, all right. So these are some good questions. So let me answer these questions real quick. All right. Yeah, this is all the 2000 tick chart again. So this is all 2000 tick is the time frame. So each one of these bars is 2000 trades, and it's the ES. All right. Nice, Charlie. Yeah, I don't trade NQ anymore, and I'm gonna get back to your question in just a second here, Matt. Yeah, Charlie, I don't trade NQ anymore. I just trade ES. I like it a lot better, a lot more smooth. A lot more volume. The volatility is a little lower, but it has more volume, so I just like the ES a lot more. So Reverend Dunks, I already replied to that. It's the 2000 tick chart. So each one of these candlesticks is 2000 trades, which is kind of like, you can see like they're basically printing similar to a 1 minute chart right now, roughly. All right, so then let me get back to Matt's question here. All right, this is a complicated one, so let me see if I can address it. So traders ask me all the time the question about how I can take trades where my loss is bigger than my win. And so this is one that comes up quite a bit. So you asked, when I take a loss, is it bigger than my win? Yes, it is. And that's because I trade with a high win rate. So here's the thing. Even if I didn't trade with a runner, it wouldn't matter because I'm keeping my win rate above 90%. And so I'm not taking, like, basically if I take 10 trades and I win, let's say I only have 90%. So I'm winning 9 out of 10 trades, let's say. It doesn't really matter if I have a loss that is bigger than a few wins because I'm still going to be up overall. Now with runners, it changes it even more dramatically because with runners, occasionally you're going to get a big runner that basically pays for an entire loser. So there's a few different ways to deal with that, but my strategy does work well with and without runners. If you trade without the runners, all that you have to do is just make sure that you're adjusting for the ATR. So right now the ATR is around a 2, and so we're only going for 4 ticks on our scalps. We're only going for a 4-tick profit on our scalp, and then we leave a runner. Now if the ATR goes up above like a 3, then I'm going to start going for 6 ticks on my scalp. So that kind of combats it quite a bit, and that definitely helps. And that makes it, honestly, I think it's easier to deal with mentally because you're winning more often. Whereas, like if you trade with, like, let's say a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio, or if you trade with one where let's say you trade with like a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio or whatever, 1 to 1.5 or something, you can do that. The problem is you're going to take trades where where it just goes in your favor a little bit and comes against you. And I think that's more hard to deal with psychologically. I have a scalping mentality with a high win rate. So it's a little bit of a different thing for me. If you go for like a 1-to-1, let's say on this trade, you went for a 1-to-1 risk reward. You can do that. You just have to know that your win rate is going to drop considerably. So instead of like a 90+% win rate, you might have like a 70+% win rate or something, which is still great. But you just have to know that you're gonna have some losses that happen just because it doesn't go the full move. The style of trading I do is kind of made for taking your scalp and then leaving runners. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. And yeah, I go over it all in the course. And like we went over it a lot in like the paid community call the other day. So in the paid community, we were talking about it in the call, like how I deal with the 21 ATR and how I adjust my targets. So that's all like in the course and everything too. How many contracts do I trade with at a time? That varies. That varies based on what's going on with the market, what kind of volume we're getting, what kind of movement we're having, what sort of day it is. It really depends. Like if the volatility is really high and we have a really high ATR type day, I'm not going to trade with as many contracts because I'm going to be trading with larger targets, larger stop losses. So that's going to vary. So it really just depends, but a lot of times it's around 20. Let's see. And this is just ES. All right. If I take any trades here on stream, I will take it with 10 contracts. Let's see. No, all right. So no, I do not look at the fair value gap. Honestly, listen, like this is, and I don't want to offend anybody, but this might ruffle a few feathers. I don't think any of that stuff, like the fair value gap, the smart money concept stuff, I don't think any of that stuff has really much meaning for the way that I trade. I'm a price action trader, so I look at the candlesticks, but I don't care about a fair value gap at all because to me, it doesn't really mean anything. It's just a candle. Like all that a fair value gap is when you have a candle like this where it pushes up and then it leaves space between the last candle, like right here. Let me see. Like right here, between this level and right there, there's like on this candle, there was a fair value gap or whatever. I don't really see that as meaningful at all. All that there's consolidation here, and finally it breaks through and keeps going. Like, what's the big deal? Doesn't mean anything to me. What I look for is I look at my ranges, I look at my trend lines that I draw, and I wait for I wait for things to follow the rules of price action. So in this case, price action, let's see, let's go over to one of these trades. Right here, we have a downtrend, close outside. We know it's going to make a new extreme, so then we have a valid long entry. Has nothing to do with fair value gaps or any of that sort of stuff. It just has to do with a proper level of support with our range. Triple test, these are following the range rules, and those trades work all day. And that's why I can trade the way that I do with a high win rate scalping, because I wait for these things to follow the rules, and that's how I do it. So hopefully that all makes sense. And I teach it all in my courses. Like, if you go into the link tree that's in the chat pinned and also in the description, you can click on this. This is my free school community, completely free to join. Takes like a minute to join. Once you're in here, you get access to the community. You can ask questions. There's a bunch of there's a feed in here. There's also a calendar that has our live stream schedule, and we have a call right now that we're doing on Tuesdays that's free. It's a Zoom call, just like a community call. There's also a big classroom in here. There's a futures and versus options webinar that I actually just did. This is a pretty cool one. It comes with a big PDF. You can see this, like, that came with it. Has a bunch of information for someone's options trading community that I did that for. But then there's my price action course, and there's a ton of stuff in here. It has actual sections from my paid course. And then, of course, in here, my paid community is really where you want to go if you want to get into this. It's only $99 a month, and then this has everything that you need. So this has everything that you need to learn how to trade the way that I do. It's everything I wish I would have had when I started. It's got my full course in here, everything, and then it has like a big community feed, a lot more in the calendar, so you can learn all that stuff in there. All right, cool. Let's see how we're doing here. We still got the same number of subscribers. Oh, one up. Hey, we got a new subscriber. So that's cool. We want to see this number keep growing throughout the stream. So that's cool. Good to see a new subscriber popping in. That's awesome. And if you haven't done so already, please give the stream a like. Please give the stream a like. All right. Yeah, totally. So let's see here, and thanks for that. I appreciate that. All right. All right, just taking a look at something over here. All right, cool. So we are pretty sideways up here. We're getting this little tight little consolidation. Can't really take a trade in this. So just kind of sideways stuff. Yeah, for sure. I do not, of course, the high impact news is always one, but I only trade in the morning session. So for me, it's like I start trading like a little bit pre-market, and then I wrap up the day right before the stream. So I'm usually done by 8 in the morning my time. Sometimes I'll take a trade right after 8 in the morning, like before the stream. But for the most part, I'm just trading like something like 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Something like that. Maybe 6 a.m. to about 8:30 a.m. And that's it. And that's the only time that I'll take trades. I don't trade outside of those hours. I have a rule for myself there. And I only take 1 to 4 trades a day. I like 1 to 4, and I keep it. That's part of my strategy too. It keeps my win rate higher. I used to take a lot more trades. I used to take like 10 trades or sometimes even more. But my win rate was lower when I was doing that because I was just taking like less desirable setups. So by having like a rule that I'm only going to trade for a specific window of time, and I'm only going to take 1 to 4 setups in that time, then I get a much better thing going on. Now, I will also take trades on the stream sometimes, but that's just because we're on stream. And so it's not like I'm already done with my trading session for the day. So during the stream, I'll take some here and there, but like I've already made my money for the day before the stream even starts. And that's why in the paid community, I post my chart updates throughout the whole session so that people can follow along and like see how I'm marking things up and everything. So we got a bunch of people in here. If you're new to the stream and if you haven't done so already, please like the stream. Let's get it cruising here. I want to see how many likes we can get. Let's get to an all-time high on likes. We don't have that many yet. We don't even have 20 yet from what I can see. Got 19 now. Come on, let's get it to 20. We're so close. I want to see if we could break the all-time high. We broke the all-time high. We just got to 20. Thank you, everybody. We got to the all-time high on likes, I think it was last Friday. So we got to see if we can beat that. It was like somewhere in like the mid 30s, I think, or high 30s. I think we got to like 37 maybe, something like that. The problem was some of the likes came after the stream, so I couldn't tell. And hey, no big deal being late. Yeah, we had trades today. We did have trades today. So what we did was we got some trades in here. And let me check. Is Dr. Footballhead in the chat? Let me see. Is Dr. Footballhead in the chat? All right, let me see. Let me see. Dr. Footballhead, if you're in the chat, let me know, because I was going to go over some of the trades from yesterday. Because like I said, I know you were asking about it, so I want to make sure you're in the chat before I go over it. If not, I'll still go over it, but then I can just tell you after the fact what time it was. Yeah, so hard for you to get in thinking, well, here's the thing, Toad, like, we're scalpers. Like, I'm a scalper, so it doesn't matter to me, like, if we're near the all-time highs or whatever, as long as I'm not longing straight into it. If we get a pullback and we're moving towards it, hey, good on us. And we can see here, this is the daily chart. You can see we're pretty close to the all-time highs. I think the all-time high was back here, which was 62.85.25. We still got plenty of room, and we're still 50 points away from that. So we still got plenty of room to the all-time high. And we got room to the top of this resistance, which, what's that? It's like, we still got, I don't know, 25, 27 points to the top of that resistance anyway. So we got plenty of space in the grand scheme of things. But this has been cool to see this move up. All right. Let me see. Yeah, so I mean, the thing, Matt, with the open is like, yeah, so yeah, I do get up around 5 a.m. or early. So I get up, so Das, to your question, what time do I get up? I get up around like between 5 and 5:30 a.m. and I just go to sleep early, and that's what time I naturally wake up. So I don't even wake up with an alarm. I go to sleep around like 10 at night. Latest I go to sleep is 10:30, and then I just wake up naturally around 5, and that's just how I do it. Even on the weekends, like I'm boring, guys. I don't drink. I don't do any of that. Like, I don't stay up late. I'm totally boring. I'm a day person. Like, I work out during the day. I play music. I exercise. I take care of myself, and I just try to enjoy my time with my kids. Like, yeah, I don't really mess around with nightlife type stuff. So trading is perfect for me as a West Coast, like Northwest person. All right, so yeah, so Matt, to waiting to 15 minutes, you can wait till after the open. That is totally fine. If you trade pre-market, though, sometimes you get really good setups. So like today we didn't. Today we didn't really get one. This would have been nice if this was a more bullish bar and we got like a higher low, but it just didn't really happen. Sometimes, like right before the open, though, you get a move like this where it just kind of comes down. Unfortunately, there was no entry on this one, but sometimes you do get a really nice entry and you can get a runner before the open. But it does move a lot slower, so you have to be aware of that. And you definitely don't want to be entering a trade right into the open like minute, because it can get a little volatile for a second. Yep, exactly, Matt. That's the way, man. I think it's so much better for our health honestly. Waking up with the sun and everything. And yeah, so I did go over the trades earlier in the stream. I went over all these trade setups here, where you see all the arrows. So you can see there was a hidden second entry short. I went over all these trades already. These are the trades for the day. But since then, there hasn't really been a setup. You could maybe argue that there's a short there, but I think it's too early. I think you need a lower high here, and you just don't really get a good one. This is too consolidated and sideways at this point to take one. I mean, you probably could have taken a short there, and you probably would have gotten filled. Now you see, you would have eventually gotten filled, but you would have been sitting sideways in that. And this is just consolidated here. I don't really want to take anything in here. We are getting a possible triple test, but this is so tight of a range that wherever this thing closes, you're not going to have enough room to the lows to get out. So it's not a good one to trade. Could you argue that the lows are down here of this possible range? Yeah, you could argue maybe, but I just don't think so. I wouldn't trust it. So even if this sets a short up, I don't think it's a good one, just because we were bouncing from this low a few times, and this might just be a failed breakout. So for me, it's not a solid setup. So we just got to be patient now. Just got to be patient. All right, we're up to we're up to 23 likes. That is awesome. Let's keep getting the likes cruising in. We're getting there. We're getting there. And let's check our stats here. What do we got? Did we get any new subscribers? Hey, still just one. Let's see if we can get some more subscribers. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to get this number up. We started with 4334. My hope was that we could get to 4343, but that's ambitious. So we'll see if we can do it. And then again, if you go to the link tree, it's in the chat. This is where all the links are to everything. My Instagram and TikTok are in there. Our free trading Discord is in there. Just make sure that when you join, that you don't fall for any scammers who impersonate me. We've got like well over 1,000 people in the Discord. And so we always get people joining, and then there's fake impersonators of me who DM and friend request and try to scam people. That's not me. I'm not DMing you. If you join, I will message in the chat, but I'm not DMing anybody unless they DM me first, because I like people to open the DM with me. That way they know it's the real me. So just be aware of that in Discord. It's a really annoying, but it's just how it is. And then, of course, the free community and the paid community are in here, and they have my free and paid courses. And the paid courses, it's only $99 a month for the paid. It's really not expensive, and it also has money back guarantee. It's month to month, and there's a lot in there. So that's all in there for everybody to check out. Looking forward to getting some more people in. I'm doing some bonuses right now, so anybody who's joining the paid community, there are some bonuses involved that you find out about once you join. All right, so yeah, you can see. So you see there is a triple test there, but again, you don't want to short here. It's probably low risk. What is that, like a 5-tick bar? 4 ticks? That's a 4-tick bar. We don't see those very often. We do not see those very often. You still don't have enough room to the lows, though. You see, you need 6 ticks to get a 4-tick scalp. So you don't have enough room, unfortunately. That's just what it is. All right. Hope everybody's having a great week. Here, let's actually here, we'll change the track here. Let's change the track. Let's go here. Let's do this track. And if you're wondering what the music is, it's just my music that I make on my handpan. All right, cool. So that way I don't have to deal with any copyright problems and stuff. It's just my own stuff. I might get, I was thinking about I can get access to this thing that'll let me, yeah, I do. So I have a YouTube channel under my name, just under Nick Bannock. Here, I'll show you. So if you go to, if you just type in my name, which is just Nick Bannock, N-I-C-K space B-A-N-I-K on YouTube, you'll find me. And this is the channel right here. And so there's just my handpan music. So if you want to check it out, that's where it is. And yeah, I have a bunch of This is my newer hand pan. I have a bunch of tracks on here that you can find with my older hand pan. These top 3 are just with my newer hand pan. All the rest of these are with my older ones, my older hand pans. But you can find all these different tracks. And there's like albums and stuff like that on Spotify and all that too. None of the albums are recorded with my new hand pan though. So these newest 3 tracks on the channel are the only place you're going to hear that so far. But I'll eventually release those. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. All right, so it looks like we might fail here, but this is just so tight and sideways. There's just not really much in this. It's kind of just how it is. So let's see what questions we got. Happy to answer some questions if you guys got them. I don't think Dr. Footballhead is here, but what I'm going to do is while we wait, since this is so slow, is I'm going to go back to yesterday. Since I didn't do a live stream yesterday, I'm going to go to the price action yesterday, and I'm going to actually mark it up to show like how I would have looked at the price action yesterday. Awesome. That's cool, Matt. Appreciate you. So this is how I would have looked at yesterday. So let's find... So let's say you came in at like 530. It'd be like right here. So if that were the case and you were coming in the morning, this is how I'd mark it up. So first thing I'd do is start drawing a trend line for what fits the price action here, and it looks like that to me. Close outside, 2 legs to a new high, boom, lower high. This to me actually looks like a possible trade. So there's a short here because you have a close outside, you have a new high. I think it's a new high, is it? 61.70.50. Yeah, by 1 tick, and then that makes even another new high. So 2 legs to a new high and then a lower high. That's probably a short. And yeah, it is. Okay, sweet. So that would be the first trade of the day that you could take. Yesterday, you got a lower high. That's a lower high after 2 legs to a new high, basically. That's what that is. Then, oh, I forgot to draw my short term. So I just want you to see how I would have looked at this in real time if I was trading this. Now, obviously, this is hindsight, so it's a little different. All right, so then we're cruising. I like to draw all my short terms. First entry, there's a second entry short there on a lower high, but it's not ideal because at this point, it's like if you're looking at this, you're kind of in the middle. And I don't love that. You don't have a new high on this up channel. So this is too conflicted to take a trade here. You're starting to get too sideways. It didn't break lower yet. So you'd kind of wait here. Where are we getting close? And we'd be getting close to the open there. So now we'd be patiently waiting. And this is how I'd have my range drawn, like this. And we'd wait and see what we got. So let's see. There's a short there. How many ticks is that? 9 ticks? Triple test. Another one. So these would be the trades that I would be saying are good trades. Lower high and triple test. This is a lower high from this one. It's also another triple test off the level. So those are all pretty good setups. They're all shorts so far. I don't see any longs because it's, yeah, and yes, it is possible that this level is significant here and this is a failed breakout. So you could be aware of that level, but I don't know for sure if that ended up coming into play. I wouldn't take this short, even though it probably works, because it's too... there is another triple test there, but that bar is huge. 26 ticks. I wouldn't be shorting that. It's just too big. And you can't enter it on the engulfing bar because it's an equal high. If this broke higher and then went below, then maybe you could, but it just isn't there. There's a lower high here, but you're in the middle, so I wouldn't take that either. So you'd have to just be patient. So I don't think you'd take any of these trades. You can't long here. There's an inside bar. So again, this low looks like it was the low. It was the correct low. There is a bounce here, but nothing that good. Oh yeah, I'm on the ES right now. I'm just going through some of yesterday's trades real quick for some of the people because I wasn't able to do the stream yesterday. So I'm just going over them real fast. Here, let me come back. I'll come back to this in a second. Where are we at? You said price is moving? Not much. It broke out and came back. I mean, yeah, so I'm not sure what you're looking at, Force, or Force 4C. I guess it's 4C. Anyway, welcome to the stream. Yeah, we're looking at the 2,000 tick ES chart. And we're still just breaking out of this consolidation here. It looks like we broke out, failed. Most breakouts fail, and there you can see it. Failed this way and then failed this way. Most breakouts fail, even if just temporarily. So let's go back. Let me get back to this zone real quick where I was just going over these trades. So then finally, we do have this move here. And so you would draw this trend line here. And as you come up, you fail a little bit, but you don't want to short yet because it's still within the channel. So even though there's a lower high here, you don't take that. You don't get to close outside till here. You get another lower high there, but you're not going to short this yet because you're expecting a new high to be made here. So it fails temporarily, then it goes higher. So I think once you got to this point here and it started to trend up, you could draw a new trend line. And you could argue for this trade here. I would mark it as a green. And this is a failed second entry short. You have a new low. First entry, second entry short. It's also, oops, I forgot to, hold on. Failed second entry short. And a breakout pullback. So that one's decent. It's a pretty low risk bar, 7 tick bar. Oh, yeah, no big deal, 4C. And even with NQ, it's probably doing the same thing. It probably was a failed breakout there, too, I would think. So then it comes up. Finally, you do get this move here. And so this one, you would draw your trend line. You have a trend. You have a first entry long right there. Pullback, second entry long. That's a nice one. That's a really nice one. That's a second entry long. Off right above the EMA. Looking for a move to the new high. It's a two-legged correction. I didn't measure it, but those are probably measured legs. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, doesn't get more perfect than that. They are perfect measured legs. You see that? One leg, second leg. That's a perfect second entry long. That's exactly what you want to see. That's basically textbook right there. Goes up. There's even a higher low, but you don't want to take a higher low there. It moved to, I mean, you still got room to the highs. So it's there. It's a little too sideways for me, though, to say take a higher low there. And that bar is not good enough. So it goes up. It makes a couple legs to a new high. Then it reverses on us. So at that point... Oh, sorry. I didn't connect that properly. What time of the day is this? All right, this is about as far as I'd chart it anyway. Close outside. But then it keeps going higher. So when it keeps going higher... You zoom out and you start going, okay, what's the bigger pattern here? And so when it starts going higher, the way I'd look at this is probably like a bigger spike in channel. I would start to draw it like maybe like this and see, do we have a spike in channel? Something like that. And you could play it that way. I don't think from the low here. I don't think you get much from the low. You might be able to even just draw it from here as a wider channel. I don't think so. It doesn't look too good to me, but so kind of like a spike in channel in play. So you'd be looking mostly for longs. You got a double top here. You got to pull back first entry. That's a higher. There's no key. You're not off the key entry point, so you can't take that second entry anyway. It's below the EMA. It's not off the key entry point, so no good setup there. There's a second entry here, but again, that one is above the EMA, so that one I guess you could argue for right there. But it's not ideal. You didn't come back to the key entry point, but it's there. So there's a bunch of setups. I mean, yeah, there's a bunch of setups. So we'll just leave it there. So hopefully that helps, just going over some of that. All right. Hey, good seeing you. Good seeing you for sure. We'll catch you soon. And thanks for joining, Matt. Good seeing you. All right. So let's go see what's going on with the price action here. All right, everybody. Everybody who is newer to the stream, please give the video a like if you haven't already. Let's get out as many likes as we can. Right now, I think we've got more likes than we have people on the stream right now. So that's pretty sweet because the people who left gave us a like. So that's cool. And again, real quick, just to let you know, if you want to learn more about the way that I trade with scalping and price action, just check out the link tree. I'm not going to do the whole spiel on it right now, but it's there. Let's see if we got how many. I was hoping we were going to get more subscribers. We only got 1 new subscriber so far on stream. We're slacking. We need to get some more subscribers on stream. We're at 43.35. We started at 43.34. But hey, you know, that's how it goes. We're pretty much just stuck sideways here. I mean, that's just what it is. That's going to happen sometimes. That's going to happen sometimes. All right, so let's see here. Let's see here. And I'm going to let Dr. Footballhead know. And I went over yesterday's trades in a kind of rough sketch, to be honest. Like I didn't really like fine-tooth comb this because I wasn't watching it real time. There might be a couple other setups. I did that really quickly. Usually I mark them more so when I'm live or when I'm doing it live. This is one where it finally does break down. There is, yeah, I wouldn't take any of that. But anyway, we don't trade that late in the session anyway. But I was just trying to see. There is, I forgot to, oh, I should have marked this one. After this break, there is that's a higher low. No, there's no setup there. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. That looks fine. All right, coming back up here. Coming back up to real time. Where are we at? Where are we at? Looks like a first entry long is forming there, but again, we're just so sideways here. We're coming right off that original measured move. Here, let's take the measured move off. And what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to move this range a little bit. We're just going to increase the size or increase the top to there. I'm going to leave the bottom where it is because it's still coming into play there. But I'm going to look at it more like that now. I think that seems to be pretty accurate. These touches are all pretty accurate. We're still within this overall up channel possibly. It's still here. It moved on me a little bit, but it's still here. There we go. All right, let me go back to that other track. I actually want to listen to that other track again because it's new and I want to like make sure I like the way it came out. let's see. Yeah, I can do that. All right, so let's see. Okay, cool. So actually, that's two really good questions. So let's actually go over to that section, and I'll answer the questions there. Well, first I'm going to start here, because there is a higher low after a second entry long. So this is actually a pretty good setup right here. To Howard, this section right here is a good example of what you're actually asking for. So I'm going to go over here. So higher lows and lower highs can really confirm your trades. And so right here, we actually have a pullback, first entry, pullback, second entry long, and right after the second entry long forms, we get a bar that comes down and creates a higher low. And the second entry hasn't moved very far, and we're still expecting it to go up and try to test a new high, especially on this range. So this would be like a perfect second higher low after a second entry long. And even though it's an equal low, you can treat it as a higher low there. Similarly, I'll do another one. If we go over to yesterday's trade, if this didn't break that much higher, right? Like let's say this next bar, we just got like a little bearish type, like it went up a little bit, and then we got like a kind of like a more neutral type bar, and then we got a higher low right here, and it hadn't moved that far yet. That would be a perfect one. So when we get a second entry, sometimes we get a really nice higher low that'll form right after the second entry, and the higher low can just give us an extra confirmation, and sometimes it can even give us a little bit of a better entry to have a lesser stop. So that can be nice too. But it's a really good when you get a higher low or lower high after a second entry, because it's just an extra confirmation of the direction of the move. Now this trade was a first entry, just a straight up second entry. Now, you said, can I go over the second entry long that formed just after the last trade I marked for yesterday? I think the last trade I marked for yesterday was this. So are you talking about after this trade? So Dumb Destroyer, let me know if you're talking about after this trade right here. Because if you mean after this trade, then I'm happy to go over it. But I just need to know, like, I need to know like what you meant. Okay, so Thomas, you asked, how do I make the channel tool work so good for you? Well, just go like this. Draw a trend channel, right? So draw a trend channel like this. You can use that. That's one way to do it. That's trend channel. I'm using a specific tool. So basically, if you draw a trend channel, there will be all kinds of different default settings. What you can do is open it and turn off extend lines right. So I'm actually going to I'm going to recreate it for you. So turn off extend lines right. Choose the color area if you want it. You know, you could also change this to 0 if you don't want it to be visible. Choose the color. So I think I'm using on mine like some turquoise type color. So let's call it dark turquoise. You can choose if you want it to be, I would say go to width. I don't know if I need to do that on this one or not, but we'll just change it on both just to make it consistent. To width, and then go to price levels, click edit, add a 50% price level, right? Leave the width on 1, leave it on dash, and then make it dark turquoise. Hit OK, hit apply. And now you can see that this trend channel, it looks exactly like this setting that I have here. The color's slightly wrong, but whoops, I drew that in the wrong spot. But you see that that is all set up now to look just like this one. And then what you can do is once you have it set up the way you like, template, save and save it as your default, and then you're good to go, and that becomes your new trend channel setup. So hopefully that helps. All right, let's see. So just after the second entry long, after the new high. Okay, so after which the channel broke. Oh, right here. Okay, so I see. So you took this. Are you saying that you took, let me put an arrow there. Are you saying you took a second entry long right there? Is that what you did? I'll talk about that one, assuming that that's what you're talking about. So if that's the case, yeah, that's the one. Okay, so you took a second entry long there and got stopped out, it looks like. All right, so awesome, Thomas. That's great to hear, man. That's really great to hear. And again, there's a lot more that you'll learn when you eventually go into the paid school community. There's like the whole strategies in there, so you'll get a lot more out of that. All right, let me see. I missed a few comments and questions, so let me just go back real quick and make sure that let me see what I got. Oh, and thanks, Reverend Dunks. You might have already left, but thank you. Appreciate you. Okay. Yeah, so DOS was talking about snapping. I have a whole thing about the snap tool, which is up here. Snap mode, disabled, and then bar and tick. And I set up hotkeys for those so that I can draw my things way more accurately. Okay, so let me go over this spot right here. So let me zoom out real quick and just see how I can mark this. So if you really zoom out here, we had an up channel, close outside, move to a new high. Then it came down to here and it kept trending higher. Now when it kept trending higher from there, there's a couple ways to look at this. So you can draw it from this low as a spike in channel. The thing is though, there's a few ways to look at this. Because this might be really the more accurate channel. Here, let's just... This might be the more accurate. There's another sort of channel working in there, right? You can kind of see that. So if you have this channel working in here, you're not back to the key entry point yet. This one is close to the key entry point. This one is not. And you're way up high here. You just came off the highs of the channel in this case, and you almost kissed the highs of this channel. A lot of times when you come off the highs of a channel like that, it's a little bit tough to take a second entry right off the 21 EMA like this, because you haven't come back to the lower key entry point. And so I think that that's really what this one is here. And also, like, this high is very close. So what's this high? 61.98. This one's like 61.97.50. It's almost a double top. So this is one of those ones where you might want to even reset your count. And you can see then down here it does break down. There's enough room for a 4-tick scalp. So like in this case, this isn't exactly a leg. It's like a pullback. This moves up. It does look like it. It does look like a pullback first entry, pullback second entry. I do see why you'd see it like that. But these highs are very close to each other. So it's almost like a double top. It's almost like a first entry, second entry right here. Like these look more like legs to me of correction. Like because if you look at it like this, those look more like two legs to me. So hopefully that makes sense. But if you did, and if you did take a second entry long here, it actually works, by the way. It gives you a scalp. Just this one doesn't. I just think that you're just too high up. Like you're longing above the midline of the bigger channel here. Let me delete this channel. If you look at our original channel, you're longing above the midline of the original channel. You're still up in this upper area. We haven't spent a lot of time up there. So I just think that you're rolling the dice a bit. Like it's not deep enough of a pullback. That's kind of how I see it. Like you need a deeper pullback there, I think. So that's really it. There's not really much else to it. So unfortunately, that's just how that goes. Because the signal bar is nice, but overall, I just think you need a bigger move. You got to look from the lower high here and treat this almost like a double top and go first entry, second entry, and then it breaks down. But you're still not off the key entry point even there. But also, we did have this bearish trend kind of forming. We had this, if you connect it that way, it does still look a little bearish overall, like this thing might not be broken here. So that's another thing to consider as well. So hopefully that all helps, man. I did my best with that one. I wasn't trading it in real time, so it's always hard for me to, to know for sure what the price action looked like as it was forming. But that's how I see it. All right, cool. All right, let's see here. So I want to check real quick on a few things. First thing is, if you have not done so already, please give the video a like. We are getting really close to the all-time high of likes on the stream. So let's get it. Let's get to the all-time high of likes. I mean, we got enough people on here. We could definitely get there. So let's do it. Likes on the stream. Record likes. Yeah, the all-time high record is for all-time high of our live streams. So I've been trying to look at like how many likes can we get on a live stream. I think right now our record is like, I want to say it was 37. I need to go back and look. Let me look. No, not there. Let's see. Let's see what our record is right now. Our record, 38 is our highest that we had, and it was last Friday. 38 likes on our stream last Friday is the highest that we've had. We got close to it. We got 36 on the stream, I think, on Monday. So we got close, but let's see if we can get to 40. That would be cool. It just gets the stream out to more people. I think right now we are at 29. So DOS, you were saying marking up the legs, resetting the leg counters, and making them more visible. Yeah, you can do that. I measure legs quite a bit. I do measure the legs quite a bit. Just depends on where we're at on the chart. But yeah, whatever helps you is, go for it. Whatever helps you. All right. So let's see here. If you haven't done so already, check out the link tree. Everything is in there that you need. Looking forward to seeing some more people in the paid community soon, but it's all in there. If you want to learn like the exact strategy and how I do everything, that's where it is. That is where it all is. The free community has a bunch of good resources as well. All right, let's see. Who's got questions for me? If you got questions, go ahead and ask them now. I just got to check something real fast. All right, cool. Okay. Oh man, that's awesome. That's awesome, Thomas. I appreciate that feedback. No idea how I got into the algorithm either. You know, it's kind of a mystery, huh? But appreciate that, and I'm glad that you've learned a lot about trading using the trend channels. Yeah, really glad to hear that. That's amazing. All right, so DOS, the ideal signal bar that I like. When you're trading, the ideal signal bar that you want is a bar that closes in its upper 1/3 or closes in its lower 1/3, depending on which direction you're trading. And ideally, you want to have a bar that has some tail on one side and then a really nice strong body on the other side, or a lot of tail but closes with a strong body. Those are really nice signal bars. And so just to show you a few examples, you can see here this bar would be a good signal bar to the short side because it has a lot of tail on the top and then it has this little body. For the long side, this would be a good one. You have a little tail, then you have a big body, and then it's a really bullish bar for the long side. So it really varies. This one over here, this would be a really nice signal bar for a long because you can see all this tail on the bottom and then a really strong bullish body. This would be a decent one for a short because it has a decent amount of body, but it also closes down here. So really what you're looking for is just closing in the lower 1/3 for shorts, closing in the upper 1/3 for longs, and then you want to avoid, you know, bars that have too much tail on either side and that sort of thing. I think that like yesterday's, that one that I showed yesterday of like that perfect second entry, this is a really nice signal bar. One that looks like this for a long. All right, let's see. Give me 1 second here. All right, so let's see here. Hey, thanks, Franco. Thanks for saying that you like my style of teaching and that you like all this. Would I be able to prove my worth? Yeah, I hear what you're saying. So people ask me all the time if I'll just like share my P&L, if I'll share all that stuff. But like, that's just, I'm just not going to share my personal financial stuff with anybody. It's just not going to happen. But what I will tell you is that like, if you go and look at all of my streams, how I've replied to comments, if you look at the trades that I mark, if you look at the trades that I'm marking throughout the trading session, you'll see that they're all like verifiable back tested. You know, like you can go back and back test all of it, see that it's true. Verifiable trades, like these are all good setups, or sorry, verifiable like setups. And I don't take every single one of these setups, by the way. I only take 1 to 4 trades a day, but I still mark them. I still mark some of the trades. But the other thing that you want to look out for is if you in like the paid community, you'll see that I mark up the charts throughout the session, how I adjust them, how I move trend lines around, all that stuff, and it goes way back. And so the biggest thing is that what will work for you to teach you how to trade? And I think that's really up to everyone else. If you go look at some of the testimonials, I think one of the best ones was by Dalen. And what he said was, he said, is what Nick teaches the Holy Grail? No, but it can teach you how to be a profitable trader. Can he make you a profitable trader? No, that's on you to do yourself, right? So I just give all the tools that you need to be able to read the price action, learn about psychology, everything there. I don't claim to be the best trader that ever lived or the best trader in the world, but I know how to read price action. I know how to trade and get good results. So that's what I focus on. And so my hope is that some of you will learn from me, will learn these strategies, and will actually be much better traders than me. So that's what I say. Like, I really, what I would love is for like most of you to become even better than me. That would be like, you know, as someone who teaches a skill, that's what you want. You want to be so good at teaching a skill that people who learn it from you are actually better than you at executing it. And that's what I hope for. I think of it kind of like, I kind of think of it like soccer in a way. I'm a big soccer fan, right? So sorry if this gets me some haters, but I'm a big Liverpool fan. My family is from Liverpool, England. Half of my family is from Liverpool, England. That's where my mother was born. And so I've been a Liverpool soccer fan for a long time. And one of the things that was really cool to me about watching soccer is that like a lot of the managers were good soccer players, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they were the best soccer players in the world. Sometimes the best soccer players in the world are not the best teachers in the world, right? So the way I look at it is, don't focus so much on like, oh, like, is Nick getting 100% win rate? Is he like, you know, how did he do today? Like, it's more about, you know, can he teach me the skill, right? Like I was like the other day I had a loss. This was, I think, Tuesday, and I broke down the entire loss on the live stream. I explained everything that happened with it, why I took a loss. I showed how you take responsibility for it. That's the important stuff to learn from people. So anyway, just wanted to share all that. All right, so Thomas asked me, do I trade flags at all? You want to trade the 2000 tick, but you have a hard time catching a precise stop above a signal bar. I don't really look at them as flags, so I'm not, like, the terminology is different that I use. I look at everything as trends and ranges, so I don't really look at it as like a so-called flag. So the way I trade is maybe a little bit different in that way. But the 2000 tick is pretty easy because I enter with my stop order 1 tick above or below the bar, and then I move my stop 1 tick above or below the bar. So that's kind of the way I look at it. Let's see. Yeah, don't over leverage, man. Just don't do it. Like, start small. Like, even with what I do. Oh, sweet. You like Liverpool? Yeah, man. I love Luis Diaz. I love his play style. Oh, that's cool that you're Colombian. That's cool. I love Luis Diaz, man. He is a super solid trader. Oh, wait, hold on 1 second. My daughter needs me. Give me 1 sec. Sorry, my daughter needed my help real quick. Yeah. Hey, Justin. Welcome back, man. You were asking about the water line with the excavator. Man, that was a while ago. You must be coming back from a while ago. But yeah, I did. So we got the excavator going. I replaced my whole water line. It was cool. I did, and I was able to do the work myself. And it was cool. It was a good project. But man, I'll tell you what, digging a hole around here is insane. The boulders that we have are crazy. So you have to use an excavator. Underneath the deck where I had to hand shovel it because you can't get the excavator under there where the water line comes into the house, it took me like many hours just to dig a hole that was like a few feet wide by like 4 feet deep. It was crazy because of the amount of rocks. But anyway, back to you. Back to some of what you guys were saying. So, Franco, yeah, like, yeah, man, it's all about, like, this is about do I teach in a style that resonates with you and helps with reading the price action? And I think that most of the people like that have learned from me and have been in my stuff, they definitely become good chart readers. Like, they learn how to read the price action through the way that I'm teaching it. So I'm really confident in what I've built. I will say this, the psychology part of trading, I teach as much as I can. I try to help people as much as I can with that, especially when people join the mentorship section of the program, and we spend a lot of time on that. But that one is definitely like the self-mastery part of trading is something that I can help give you the tools. But man, that one becomes definitely on the trader themselves and on the person themselves to do the work. So that's what it comes down to. But yeah, really cool to see. Hey, good to see some Liverpool fans in the chat, you know. I love soccer. I coach soccer for my kids. I love playing it. And I think that like team sports can be really useful for people too. All right, so let's see how we doing on likes. Let's find out how we're doing on likes. Where's my... Looks like we're at 30. We're getting close. We're getting close to that threshold. If you haven't liked the video, do it now. Let's get as many as we can. And man, it's cool to see. It's funny, Justin, to hear you ask about that, because I think that was like when I was working on the water line with the excavator. That was like back in, I want to say it was October. Like, it was a while ago. All right, let's see. So we are breaking out of the bottom of this channel finally. I'm kind of bouncing off this level. This is probably a little bit wider. More like that. Close outside. Probably need a new low here, but then we still could go to make a new high before this thing changes on us. Awesome, man. Awesome. I appreciate you, man. I really do appreciate that. Thanks for the kind words. And I'm glad that you follow on all the platforms. That's cool. That's really cool. Hopefully the free course is going well for you in school. Hopefully that's going really well. All right, let me see something here. Now, I'm probably going to have to wrap up the stream pretty soon here because I got some stuff that I got to take care of today. So let's see if we got any more questions. Let's get them answered because I'm going to have to go in a little bit. So I want to answer some questions if we got them. But then I got to take care of some stuff. I got to take my daughter to swimming lessons. So you know how it goes. Hey, daddy duty on a Friday. That's how it goes. Last day of swim lessons. All right. If you have not done so already, please give the video a like. Let's get that thing cruising. We've got 32 likes, dude. We're so close to the all-time high that we've had on likes. If we can get to 40 likes, that's going to be so cool. I think we'll definitely beat 38 after the fact. Hold on, someone's knocking on my door. Give me 1 sec. Be right back. All right, there we go. You know how it goes, man. When we got it's summer now, so the kids are home from school. So so there might be some stream interruptions from time to time. That's okay. That's how it works. All right. Draw the short term there. Get that cruise in. We're at 33 likes. 33 likes with 33 viewers. 3333. 33, that's one of my favorite numbers, so that's cool. Excited to see that. Let's see how... Hey, let me check my tracking here. Did we get some new subscribers yet? Oh, come on. Oh, look at that. Hey, we started with 43.34. And I was saying we should try to get to 43.43. We are getting close, guys. We're getting close. We've got 4,339 subscribers. We only need a few more to get there. We only need a few more. So if you haven't subscribed, let's get it going. Let's see if we can get more subscribers here and get this thing cruising. So I'm going to minimize this. I'm just going to put it over here. We'll just kind of... Oh, 43.40. We're so close, man. We only need 3 more subscribers to get to the goal that we set in the beginning of the stream, which was 43.43. We only need 3 more subscribers to get there. So, hey, we'll keep an eye on that. We're so close, man. We're so close. So, the question, how many contracts do I usually trade with? Right now on stream, if we take a trade, I have a set to take trades with, let me see. I have a set to take a trade with 10. Order canceled. But typically I trade with around 20. But it varies. You know, it varies. It's based on volatility, how we're doing. Right now, the volatility is very low. These bars are very small. So, you know, so that's a factor too. Like when we had that extreme volatility and we had huge stop losses, you don't want to be trading with 20 contracts when it's doing that, because then you'd be getting completely wrecked if you're wrong. And yeah, so it just varies. And I'm trading ES on a 2,000 tick chart. Again, everybody, thanks for being here on a Friday. Appreciate you all. It's awesome to have you here. To anybody who's new, I appreciate you. Oh, we lost a subscriber. Come on. We were at 43.40. Now we're at 43.39. Bummer. I thought we were going to gain to the goal, but now we lost one. That's all right. It's going to happen from time to time. But I thought we were going to get to that goal. We're off by 4 now. We were off by 3 just before. We're off by 4 now. We'll hope for the best there. Hopefully we'll get them. Try to get to our goal. But I am going to have to wrap up the stream here soon, so we might not see it happen. We might not see it happen. Let's see. Does anybody have any questions? Before, I'm going to tell you all real quick too while we're waiting on that. Check out the link tree. When you open it, you'll see this link. You'll be able to open this. You can go to my free courses, my paid community as well. The free one is completely free. There's a video that talks about what's all involved. It's all in there. Oh, that's cool, Kevin. Yeah. I'm a patch trader. I did learn from Mac. Yep. So you trade with bigger picture context. That's really cool. Yeah, so I have a free school community that's in my link tree if you want to check it out. Classroom is in here. There's a bunch of free classes. And you'll see even right on the About page, it says right here that I'm inspired by Mac from patch trading. So really cool to see that. And Classroom is in here. There's a bunch of stuff that is in here all free. Calendar for the streams is in here. Community. And then also my paid community is here. Same thing. It says it right on there. Inspired by Mac from patch trading. And my course is structured a lot different than his stuff. But you can see, you can go through, and it's all in here. Calendar's all in here. Community section, it's all here. And what I do is throughout the session, I post these chart updates for my paid community that show you the actual chart. You know, you can see how the chart developed throughout the day. And as the trades develop, I mark them in here so you can follow along in real time. So it's a really cool learning tool for people that are learning, because it's not just a course, it's like you're actually learning in real time. Hey, we gained that subscriber back. Oh, we're so close. We need 2 more subscribers. We need 2 more to get to 43.43. We got to get there. I've seen that Penguin guy. I've seen that guy. I don't know him personally. I've never talked to him, but I think I've seen someone mentioned him in the live chat once, and I think I saw his YouTube. So I don't really know much about him. Yeah. So, and DOS, I only like Pat's out of those. I do have the Al Brooks books, but man, I don't find them to be that easy to understand, to be honest. I think that Mac's style was the easiest for me to get and made the most sense for me. So I liked Mac the most. I did check out the other guy that you mentioned. I did check out Thomas, and I thought his stuff was okay, but it didn't vibe for me. So I think early on I had a membership to his thing for like maybe a month or two, and then I canceled it because it just didn't really vibe for me, or something like that. Or maybe I had like the 3-month thing for like a 3-month period, but I just didn't really like his style. I liked Mac. So Mac's style is my favorite, and I've bought Mac's price action manual for several of my friends before I had my own course and everything like that too. Yeah, Al is definitely tough to follow. I have his books. Yeah, like right here. If you can see that. I have his 3 books. But I found Mac stuff to be the best, so I learned the most through Mac. Man, we only need 2 more subscribers. We got to get there. We got to get there. We're so close. Let me see how we're doing on our like count. I think our like count is pretty close. 34. We're so close to our like goal. I hope we can get a few more. But yeah, I think the way that I look at it, I will say this. The way that I look at the price action is similar to, I'd say it's the most similar to Mac, which makes sense because that's where I learned originally. 1 more subscriber and we hit our target. 1 more to go. We only need 1 more and we hit our stream target for the day, which is amazing because I have to go soon and we're almost there. But what I'll say is about like overall, here, I'll shrink this a bit. It's kind of blocking things. Here, I'll put it over here. All right. So what I'll say is that my style is probably the most similar to Mac's, but where we differ is a little bit on our targets. I base my scalp target on the 21 period ATR. So I usually go for roughly half the ATR, a little less than half the ATR for my scalp target. So like right now the ATR is a 2. Which means that half the ATR is 4 ticks. It's 1 point. So that would be my scalp target. If the ATR was like a little bit over a 3, I would start going for 6 ticks. And I kind of adjust my scalp targets based on the ATR itself. But I enter it exactly the way Mac does, 1 tick above the bar, all that sort of stuff. But part of managing my risk reward is by adjusting my scalp target based on the volatility. So like when we had that crazy volatility, when we had like a 13, 14 ATR during that crazy time, there was a point of time where my scalp target was literally 20 ticks. Like I was literally going for a 5-point target on my scalps because my stop loss was like 60 ticks or something crazy like that. So I do adjust my targets a little bit, but I don't do the thing where I go for like 8 ticks and enter on limit orders. I don't do any of that sort of stuff that I think Thomas does. But what I do is I still enter on a stop order, same way as Mac, but I just adjust my targets based on ATR, and I have a structure for how I do it that I like talk about in like the courses and in like the calls and stuff like that. Yeah, the price action manual is how I learned. It was a little bit hard for me to really put it all together afterwards, but that's why I created what I did. I created all of my materials because I thought that there would be a better way to learn this that would be more like intuitive. So I basically created what I wish I would have had while I was learning. Got nothing but respect and love for what I learned through Mac, but I thought that there was some ways to improve things, so that's what I decided to do, was just to improve things a little bit. And so so my systems are just a slightly different, but they are definitely inspired by Mac. And you'll notice when you look at my charts versus his, we'll mark some of the same trades, but there's sometimes where we just see things a little bit different. And that's the beauty of learning price action, is that sometimes you might resonate better with different nuance from different people. So that's a cool thing. Man, we only need 1 more subscriber to hit our goal. We're so close. Can we do it? I'm like trying not to leave because I want to get to our target. We've got 35 likes on the stream too. So we're almost at the highest that we've ever had in stream likes. And that's awesome. So we'll probably break our stream goal or our stream record for likes, because I think some of the likes on that one where we got to 38 came after the video was over. So as long as people like the video after the stream is not live anymore, then we'll actually break that record. But let's see if we can hit this last final target, man. We're so close. Does anybody have any other questions? If you're here and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please give us a subscribe so we can hit our final number. We're just trying to get to this last thing. We're so close. We are so close. What is it? Why is it showing that on this stream? That's weird. I'm like not even showing that tab, but it's like all messed up on the stream. That's weird. It's trying to not show the right tab. That's so funky. There must be a slight lag. Hey, we got to it. We hit our goal, guys. It is official. It is official. We hit our goal. We hit our goal. 43. We did it. We hit our goal. We hit our like target and we hit our stream target. If it got choppy, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened there. Give me 1 second here. All right, so I'm actually going to have to wrap up the stream because we're getting to the point now where I've got to run. I've got some stuff that I got to go take care of. But I just want to let everybody know that I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. And I'm super excited that for everyone who joined. Yeah, definitely a lot to learn there. So, Holly, if you're joining late, check out the description and check out the chat for the link tree. You can join the free school community. It's completely free, and you'll be able to join and learn from my courses. It's all, like I said, there's a free courses in there. And then I also have my paid community and paid courses. That's all in there. But just letting everyone know, I appreciate you all. And yeah, really awesome to see everybody here. And I appreciate you. Just want to let everybody know that it means a lot that we got to our target. We got to our like target. We got to our sub target that we had for the day. Just so good, man. So good. Oh, Holly, that's awesome. Everybody have an amazing weekend. Thanks for having an awesome stream with me this Friday. I appreciate you all. And I'm looking forward to seeing all of you in the school community and in both the free and the paid. Looking forward to our discussions. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody on Monday's stream. I'll be back to stream on Monday, same time. So I'll get that stream scheduled right after this so that you can mark it all up. But thanks, everybody. I appreciate you all. All right. Take care. Have an amazing weekend.